Everything you need to know about how to do a standing core stabilizer. That's a long word. This exercise is great for my ladies who struggle working their core and they do not want to be on the floor, or maybe it's you, right? We don't have to get on the floor to perform or to strengthen our abs. We can do this standing as well. So if you have a sensitive back or a weak back, this exercise is for you. If you struggle with being able to sit for long periods without your back aching you and screaming at you, this exercise is for you. And if you just struggle with a weak core and back in general, you need this in your life. So let's go into this exercise. Now, we're going to be using a wall for this movement. If you don't have that near you, you can do this also with a band, and we'll show that in a later video, so stay tuned. So let's go into this movement. We're going to come towards the wall, and I'm going to have my feet together. I do want to make sure I'm stacking my joints on top of one another. So think about your feet being underneath your knees underneath your hips, and then hips underneath your shoulders. So you might say, of course my hips are underneath my shoulders, but they're not if you're standing like this, and they're not if you're standing like this. That's kind of exaggerated, but you see what I'm saying. Make sure your hips are underneath you. From there, we're gonna tuck and squeeze. So that means we're gonna do a pelvic tilt, pop, activating the muscles of our abs and turn on the muscles of the hips. From there, we want to get as close as we can to the wall. So I'm going to take a step forward. I want it to be to the point where my shoulders are rested on the wall. I'm going to perform a fist-like movement, or a fist motion. So basically, you're bringing your hands to a fist, okay? And what you want to do is bring your fist towards the wall, thinking about trying to push the wall down. Now, if you push the wall down, you are very strong, my friend, but we're going to think about that. So we are rotating at the trunk, and we want to work the stabilizers of our midsection. These are the muscles that help us with balance, help us with keeping our position in a lot of our exercises as well. So I'm rotating my fist towards the wall. You can even be here, which might be easier. Keep a slight bend at your elbow. And again, you're gonna tuck like a pelvic thrust forward, activating your abs. Push that wall down, squeeze, and feel the burn of your abs. You should feel it at this point if you're pushing hard enough. 5. And rest. So if you're doing this exercise correctly, you should feel your upper body, and you should also feel the muscles of not just your upper body, meaning your arms, but you should feel the muscles in your abs and your hips. So this is a prime example that you can work your abs without having to do crunches and sit-ups on the floor, and especially if you struggle with getting to the floor. You're going to perform this exercise for 15 to 30, work your way up to 45 to a full minute of holding. And remember, what you do to one, I always say you do to the other. So thank you for joining me for your how-to, and I'll see you on the next video.